Hello children, welcome to the YouTube channel of Felkin National School, Vasai East. This is Mrs. Mamata Bijoy, subject teacher of SST. Today I will be teaching for standard 6th history chapter number 9, that is Ancient Kingdom of the South. Now they have given this 9.1, the Chair Panda and Chola dynasty, the Satyavahana dynasty, the Vakataka dynasty, the Chalukya dynasty, the Pallava dynasty, the Rashtrakut dynasty. Now these all are the points that we will be discussing in the chapter. So let's discuss this chapter. The Chir, Pandya and Chola dynasty. Of the many dynasties in South India, there three are mentioned in the literature of those times. These are the Chir, Panda and Chola dynasty. These dynasties were in power around the 4th century BCE or even before that. They find mention in the Ramayana and Mahabharata epics. They have also been mentioned in Sangam literature in Tamil and in inscriptions of the Maurya Empire Ashoka. In the Periplus of the Erythraean Sea, Muziris is mentioned as an important port on the coast of Kerala. This port was in the Chir kingdom and was a major center for the export of spices, pearls, precious stones, etc. to Rome in Italy and to other countries of the west. The Pandya kingdom was a part of today's Tamil Nadu. There was a great demand for their high quality pearls. The capital of this kingdom was Madurai. The ancient kingdom of the Chola occupied the region of Tiruchirappalli in Tamil Nadu. Now what they are saying in this paragraph, the explanation is that in ancient literature from many dynasties, only three are mentioned in the literature of those times. Now that is Chair, then Pandya and then Chola dynasty. Now these are the powerful dynasty from 4th century BCE. Now it is also mentioned in the Ramayana and Mahabharata, then Sangam literature in Tamil and the inscriptions of the Maurya Empire. Now in the previous, in the Periplus and Erythraean Sea, Muziris is said to be an important port on the coast of Kerala. It is a Chir kingdom. It is a Chir kingdom and a major center for the export of spices, pearls, precious stones, etc. Pearls was in great demand and it was famous to Rome in Italy and the other countries of the west. Now in Tamil Nadu there was a big demand for high quality pearls. So the capital of this kingdom was Madurai and Chola kingdom was occupied by the region of Tiruchirappalli in Tamil Nadu. Satyavahana dynasty. As in the north, after the decline of the Maurya Empire, the local kings in Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka also became independent. They established small kingdoms of their own. One of this was the Satyavahana dynasty. Pratishthan or the present day Paithan in Maharashtra was their capital. King Simuk was the founder of Satyavahana dynasty. The inscriptions in the Naneghat caves near Junnar in Pune district bear the names of the important persons of this dynasty. Some of the Satyavahana kings were known to write their mother's name before their own. For example, Gautamiputra Satakarni. Of the Satyavahana kings, Gautamiputra Satakarni is particularly well known. A stone inscription in a cave at Nasik describes his deeds of valor. He had defeated the Shaka king Nahapana. He is described as Tri Samudra Toya Pet Vahan. The Toya means water. The title means one whose horse have drunk the water of three seas. The three seas are the Arabian Sea, the Bay of Bengal, and the Indian Ocean. During this region, the empire of the Satyavahana extended from the river Narmada in the north to the Tungabhadra river in the south. The famous poetic work Ghatastapshati in Maharashtri and Prakrit language was composed by the Satyavahana king Hala. This work provides information about the life of the people during the Satyavahana period. Indian trade increased greatly during the Satyavahana period. Paitan, then Ter, then Bokardan, Kolhapur were organized as an important center of the trade. During this period, many artistic objects were produced at these places. Indian goods were exported as far away as Rome. Some of the Satyavahana coins carry images of ships. The cave sculptures at Ajanta, Nashik, Kalra, Baje, then Kanheri, Junnar in Maharashtra were carved. Now, students, they have given the picture of the Satyavahana coin with a ship image. Can you see this coin? In this coin there is a ship image. Now in Satyavahana paragraph they have explained that after the decline of the Maurya Empire, the local kings in Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka became independent. They made their own small kingdoms and it was Satyavahana dynasty. Now Simik was the founder of the Satyavahana dynasty. Then Naneghat caves in Pune district, it bears the name of the important person of this dynasty. Now in the Satyavahana kings, Gautami Putra Satakarni was well known. One of the stone inscription in a cave at Nasik is described about his deeds of valor. Now he defeated Shaka king Nahapana. He defeated Shaka king Nahapana, which is described as Trisamudra Toya Pit. Vahana Toya means water. It means the title one whose horses have drunk the water of three seas. Now seas are Arabian Sea, Bay of Bengal, Indian Ocean. Now during his time, the Satyavahana extended from river Narmada in the north to the Tungabhadra river in the south. Now during his period, Indian trade increased rapidly. There were famous trade centers like Paitan, Ter, Bokardan, then Kolhapur. Now Indian goods were exported far away from Rome, and in the coins of Satyavahana it carries a ship image which I showed you. Now there were some caves carved during this period like Ajanta, Nasik, then Kalra, then Baje, then Kanheri, Junnar. These all in Maharashtra. Now they have given the image of Chaitra Griha at Kalra. This is the image of Chaitra Griha at Kalra. Let's go further. 9.3 The Vakataka dynasty. The power of the Satyavahanas began to weaken by the 3rd century CE. Among the dynasties that emerged after that, the Vakataka was a powerful dynasty. It was founded by the king Vindhya Shakti. He was succeeded by Pravarsen I. After his death, the kingdom of Vakataka got divided. There were two main branches. The capital of the first was at Nandivardhan near Nagpur, and the capital of other branch was at Vatsagulam, which is today's Wasim. Now Pravarsen I, son of the Vindhya Shakti, extended the Vakataka kingdom in the north up to Malwa and Gujarat, and in the south up to Kolhapur. At that time Kolhapur was known as Kuntal. We have read that the Gupta Emperor Chandragupta II had married his daughter Prabhavati to Rudrasen II. The Vakataka king Varhadev, a minister of the Vakataka king Harishen, was a follower of Buddhism. Cave number 16 at Ajanta was dug at his instance. Some other caves at Ajanta were dug and beautified with paintings during Harisena's reign. The Vakataka king Pravarsen II composed Setubandh in Maharashtri, a Prakrit language. Similarly, Kalidasa's Meghadoot also belong to this period. Now children, they have given this picture of a cave at Ajanta. This is the pillars, this is the cave at Ajanta. Now one more picture they have given is, this is the Bodhisattva Padmapani Ajanta. Now in this paragraph they have explained that in the 3rd century CE, Satyavana began to weaken the Vakataka. Now it is a powerful dynasty which was founded by the king of Vindhya Shakti. He succeeded by Pravarsen I. After his death, kingdom got divided and two branches got opened. One was in Nandivardhan and the other in Vatsalgun. Now today it is called Vasim. So Vindhya Shakti extended this kingdom in the north up to the Malwa and Gujarat, and in the south up to the Kolhapur. During this period, Gupta Emperor Chandragupta II married his daughter Prabhavati to Rudrasen II, and the well-known Ajanta caves was dug and beautifully carved with paintings was made. The Vakataka king Pravarsen II composed Setubandh in Maharashtra. The Chalukya dynasty. The Chalukya dynasty in Karnataka was a powerful one. The kingdoms of the Kadamba and Kalachuri had become powerful after the decline of the Vakatakas. But the Chalukya kings established their dominance over all of them. Pulakeshi I established the rule of the Chalukya dynasty in the 6th century CE. His capital was Badami, which was earlier called Vatapi. The Chalukya king Pulakashi II had successfully repulsed Emperor Harshvardhan's invasion. The famous temple at Badami, Aiholi and Patadakal were built during the Chalukya period. Now they have given this the temple at Patadakal. So this is the temple. Okay. Now in Chalukya dynasty they have explained that this dynasty in Karnataka was powerful. One after a powerful one, and after the Vakataka, the kingdom of the Kadamba Kalachuri became powerful. Pulakeshi I he established rule of Chalukya dynasty in 6th century, and the Badami capital was earlier called the Vatapi. Now and the famous temple at Badami, Aiholi and Pattadakal built during the Chalukya period. Now they have given one more picture, the Ratha or chariot temple at Mahabalipuram. The Pallava dynasty. The Pallavas were also a powerful dynasty in South India. Kanjipuram in Tamil Nadu was their capital. Mahendra Varman was an able Pallava ruler He expanded the Pallava kingdom. He was also a playwright. His son Narasimhavaran repulsed the attack on his kingdom by the Chalukya king. Pulakeshi too. The famous Ratha temples of Mahabalipuram were sculpted during his reign. These temples have been sculpted in single rock. The Pallava had a powerful and well equipped navy. During this period, India came in close contact with the countries of Southeast Asia. Internal and foreign trade flourished. Yongchong had visited Kanchi and recorded that people of all religions received tolerant and just treatment under the rule of Pallava kings. Now, in this paragraph, they have explained that this dynasty is powerful in the South India. So, the Kanjipuram in Tamil Nadu is their capital, and Mahendra Varman expanded the Pallava kingdom. So, he was the playwright famous and the Ratha temples of Mahabalipuram sculpted in this period. Now, this Pallava is well powerful, well equipped navy, and in this period, India came close with the Southeast Asia, and the Yongchong visited Kanchi and recorded that people of all religions received tolerant and proper treatment under this rule. The Rashtrakuta dynasty. At the height of their power, the dominion of the Rashtrakuta dynasty extended from the Vindhya mountains up to Kanyakumari in the south. Their power was first established in Maharashtra by King Dandidurga. Now, Krishna Raja I had the famous Kailas temple carved at Ellora. Up to now, we have learned about the different dynasties that ruled ancient India. In the next lesson, we will review the social and the cultural life in ancient India. Now, in the Rashtrakuta dynasty, they have said that this dynasty extended from the Vindhya mountain up to the Kanyakumari in the south. So, the powers established in the Maharashtra by the king Dandidur. So, the Krishna Raja is the Krishna Raja. So, it was the famous Kalidas temple that was carved at Ellora. So, the other different dynasties in the ancient India that we will read in the next chapter. Okay. So, students, we have completed this chapter. Hope you all have understood this chapter. Bye, students. Take care and have a nice day.